Deputy Joe Costello has 2.5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Les Kincorna. I want to thank my colleagues for sharing their time with me. Can I say I'm glad to see the Minister is here in the House. I consider this to be the biggest crisis in the history of the state and to be the biggest scandal in the history of the state. And if we're going to have to deal with something of that nature, it's extremely important that we respond to it in a proper fashion. So what we are proposing here today is a democratic proposal that would include the Oireachtas in the inquiry, and that the inquiry would not be a secret inquiry but would in fact be a public inquiry. What the government is proposing instead is a hybrid tripartite type of inquiry, convoluted, with no guarantee that any element will be in public. That's not good enough. That's an insult to the taxpayers who have to take up that burden, have underwritten the 500 billion guarantee, underwritten the recapitalisation, the 7 billion recapitalisation, underwritten NAMA, underwritten taking Anglo-Irish into public ownership. And they are already paying to the nose for it through 3 budgets that have hit them very hard, with 4 more years of similar type of bills coming from the government to pay for what the bankers have done. Now, if we cannot respond and tell the taxpayer we are going to do a decent job in exposing the people who brought us to this state, what are we doing in this House? We are the public representatives who are elected by the public, by the taxpayers, to represent them. The least we can do is to provide for them a thorough, comprehensive, transparent inquiry that will deliver the goods, and that they will be able to see how it happened, why it happened, who is responsible, and that the relevant sanctions are imposed on those people. That's what we're doing here tonight, Minister. And what you're trying to do is to turn down the covers, tie it down, keep it as tight as possible, not allow it to get in towards the why we had and how it happened that we had the 500 billion guarantee, the decisions that were taken by successive ministers, by successive Taoiseach. We need to explore all of that. It's of no relevance unless we get to the nub of the problem.